Yeah, man. Konnichiwa, chickens, man. If you guys are just now tuning in, I told you before, man, a partner's going to be checking in the building, man. Y'all might know him. I know him as a very funny guy before he was doing the music. But I want to tell you guys this, though, bro. Y'all Negroes is late. This boy's been online with the funny music and the funny jokes before y'all even knew it was. Just do your research. And y'all hoes going to be smiling, chick.
Come on.
Because Lil Duval's in the building right now.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, ladies, hold y'all panties tight. Hold y'all panties, baby. He's
this
here.
Like my little OG little brother, man. Like, I'm so proud of him, first and foremost, man. You're doing your thing,
Thank
man.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You popping, man.
Thank you,
and
brother.
You stuck to your own style.
Yes, I didn't.
You didn't conform,
I did not
man.
conform,
You
homie.
didn't conform, man.
Yeah, I kept it weird.
Now, it ain't even weird. It's just you. Like, you've been the same person since I've met you.
I still be on my healthy drink.
Since you've been host, you used to come host the comedy clubs all the time.
Sit behind Coco Brother.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Like you wasn't in the healthy thing when Instagram came out.
Nah, I was doing it beforehand.
Yeah.
I still got my jug of water around here.
Yeah, I'm still unhealthy. I'm still unhealthy.
Lil Duval's checking in right now. ATL, man, it's crazy, bro. To watch all your success that you was having, especially like online and doing all your tours and stuff like that. The song coming around. Please tell me what brought the idea to do this record.
My life. It was really a testament of my life, living my best life for real. I've always lived my best life, and I've always tried, and that's what is living your best life. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really do. I think what's the word? Exemplify?
Exemplify.
Exemplify.
I can't spell it, but I know what it means.
I don't know nothing. I'm from Florida, so you know our education. So I think I try to personify that aura, you know what I'm saying, through everything I do, even in social media. I try to put out that energy that I try to be the change that I want to see and put out that energy that I think that the ecosystem needs. Right.
Now, it's funny because I see you put stuff up like online, and like 2 years later it'll manifest.
Yeah.
And people start calling you like a prophet now, like a comedian prophet.
Is that weird? I'm not a prophet. I don't want to be seen as a psychic. I just pay attention because everybody else moving, doing what they trying to do. And a good comedian, he's observant. Yeah. And I observe very well. I've always been that type of person. I pay attention to stuff, and I've seen a lot more than the average person. So when you see more, it's like being on a plane and you can look down at the earth a little better. You can see what's going on.
Yeah.
That's how I see Earth now. And that's how I see people, so I'm able to navigate through life a lot easier and not bump my head as much as the average person.
And
that was deep.
That was deep a little bit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I just killed it. Come on.
Hey, but
I be impressing myself.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I gotta look in the mirror like, boy, I look good.
Yeah, because you know I ain't got that much education. You know? I ain't the most articulate person, but I mean I have more than the most important thing I have is understanding. So I understand, and that's the key to life: understanding.
Right. This You've been around in this industry for a long time. You've seen a lot of guys come and go. What do you think has made you sustain longer than anybody else?
I've watched other people's mistakes, and I've always stuck to my lane. I've never felt like I was in competition with nobody. I've always done what I wanted to do, and I've always tried to be. I pride myself on being at the forefront of things, and that's what I've been doing. Whenever I see people going left, I try to go right. Yeah. So I think that's one thing with me. Now I'm not saying it worked for everybody else, because everybody have their own blueprint, and I'm not saying that going where everybody goes wrong. It's just me personally. I just go my lane, and it's worked for me so far.
What's been like the worst feedback you have gotten back? Have you gotten like any bad kickback since your song dropped?
No, man. That's the crazy. For the song, no. I haven't had no bad feedback. It's actually open people's eyes up and be like, you know what? He ain't an asshole. Right. You know, he ain't crazy. He ain't just a mean guy. Right. So it's kind of opened people up just with these interviews and things. So it's really been a blessing.
Dave Chappelle has said that it's hard for him to do stand-up, tour around the country now because everyone's basically turned into like a bitch. Like everything is so sensitive. Yeah. But for you, you seem to still be able to say what you want and people still laugh at that. Is that...
I mean, I think because I built that, because over a while, I'm kind of like your old uncle or somebody like Paul Mooney or Joan Rivers, where even if you don't agree with what they say, be like, well, that's Duval. Yeah. You know, like you'll send me texts sometimes. You're
in the Snoop Dogg realm. Cause it's like Snoop, no matter how old Snoop gets, like, man, it's still Snoop, bro.
Yeah, it's still Snoop. No matter his verses, like he's mastered his craft so good to no matter what he spit, you know it's a Snoop verse. Right. And that's just what you want to become as an artist, somewhere you could just speak your mind and people just take it. You know what I'm saying? People accept it. Even if they don't agree with it, they'll be like, well, that's Duval.
Right.
Like I was finna say, you'll send me texts of videos where you know this something Duval will post.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might not post it, or you might feel it, but you be like, Duval posted, and that's because you know me.
Right.
And that's what most of my audience, they know me.
Right.
So they know what I'm gonna say, they know what I'm gonna do. And I think enough they know that a lot of stuff I say, it's not coming from a malicious intent.
It's not mean.
It's not mean. It's just who I am.
What is your most surprising fan that you ever ran into? Like, maybe like some 65, 70-year-old woman.
Maine.
Like,
when I went to Maine.
You went to Maine?
Yeah, I was just in Maine, and it was people that that don't look like me, but they all vibe with me. They all knew my movies. They knew everything I did, and it's just dope. The internet did that.
Right.
You know, we always talk about the bad things the internet do, but I could testament of the good things. It brought the world together. You know what I'm saying? It made us where I watched kids from China. This kid, he's a big rock star. He watched me from Twitter all the way since he was a teenager. He done grew up, now he's one of the biggest stars over there.
Right.
And he's watched me. It's like I'm like his big brother just
right.
from watching me, you know. And I got another kid in Pakistan. He sent me his graduation pic. So from what I see I've watched people. I've raised a lot of kids that's grown up to be adults now. So it's dope, man. I like to see what has evolved into.
What's been your most painful lesson though? Because now you've reached a certain level of success, and it's still rising. By the way,
I haven't had no painful.
Family members being mad, they want money, or friends, ex-friends.
My family. That's the last person that asked me for money. It's the outside people, you know. But I haven't had not that I can think of off the top of my head that bothered me none. I mean, I think I'm used to things coming with the territory, and I don't look for nothing from nobody. Right. I've never had to. Thank God, I've never had to wait on somebody else, and I don't expect nothing from nobody else. The things I do, even with Snoop did it. If he wouldn't have did it, I would have been cool. He did it out kind of his heart. He didn't have to do it, give me a verse, but he did. Right. You know, so and he gave me a good verse. Yeah. Like a real verse. You know, it wasn't like a mixtape verse. He gave me a real verse. So I don't like. I've been in the game for 18 years. People say it's a grind, but it ain't been a grind because I've been having fun the whole time. Right. And it might have been a grind, but it wasn't nothing that I felt like I can't think of.
Because you love it, it wasn't a job. Because you love it was a job. It wasn't a job.
I was there to have fun. Yeah. I always navigated through it because I understood it, so I had fun doing this. Right. I mean, not that I could think of. Now that I look back, be like, yeah, we was riding in one car 5 deep, but that wasn't nothing to me. You know, we ride 5 deep anyway. So
especially coming from where you're from in Florida.
Yeah, you come from nothing. Everything is a bonus. Right. You know.
I know the hoe rate has had to skyrocket though. Like I'm sure they in the DMs like heavy.
Yeah, but I'm leaving them on red.
It's dropping some dick off.
I'm leaving them on red.
Get out of here.
Yeah, man, you got to get back. I'm doing it for A-Town. I'm doing it for A-Town.
How many girls in the DM actually have blue checks?
Have blue checks? Oh, nah, it's a couple. They've been in the DMs before that. Because I've been popping. Let's not get it twisted. I've been popping, but now I got people like they ask me, like I got girls on my DMs. I'm like, okay, I must be really popping now. But I still leave them on red. Just for the culture.
Just for the culture.
Just for the culture.
Come on, you gotta get your chrome polished one time by like a girl with a blue check.
I'm gonna still get some head. I'm gonna still see what they mouth do. Come on now, for the culture.
That's for the culture, definitely.
But I'm gonna leave them on red, and then I'm gonna come back like 2 weeks later. Oh yeah, what's happening? You know, you gotta do them like they do you. You know, that's how you gotta do them.
So what is there been like a big sponsor that wants to be a part of what you got going on? Like has Coca-Cola hit you up like, we want to be part of the Smile Bitch campaign?
No, I mean, it's still the beginning of it though. Like the song only been out since the 4th of July, July 4th. So it's been like a little
and it grew by itself. Like it had its own legs.
It's an organic thing. Like that was the best thing about it. That's why I do. That's how I do most of my stuff. It's really organic. I don't try to force stuff out there because I don't like being forced on nothing, and it don't work as well. Yeah. But when you just let it happen organically, it seeps through their brain. I mean through their blood streams, and they don't even realize it. It creep up on them, and it's stuck in them, and it lasts longer.
You know what's crazy to me, bro? You've been in the game of hip hop for so long. You're accustomed to seeing like other hip hop artists like have like drama or beef with each other. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until like this year or last year that I started seeing comedians actually have beef with each other. Has that always been going on?
Yeah, internally, but it was more like a competitive thing. I'm funnier than you, you funnier than me, right? That type of stuff. But it never with me because, like I said, I've never looked at anybody's competition because I've always, in my mind, been in my own lane. From where everything I did. even if you could just look at the stuff I've done, I was pretty much the first to do most of it. So I pride myself on that. I try to do that. So I've really never seen nobody as competition.
Right.
Even if they might have saw me as competition, but I didn't.
You didn't look at them like that.
No, I didn't
Right.
see them like that. So. Yeah, for me, I never got in no beef, like, not that I cared about.
What's your next TV show projects that you have coming, or are you allowed to talk about them? I know you got a couple that tried.
I got a movie I'm doing that we just shot. I mean, we shot last year, and it'll be out this year, the end of the year, Meet the Blacks 2 with Mike Epps, Cat Williams, and me, you know, and we got guest parent Rick Ross. He gonna be on the thing, but it's gonna be dope, man. I don't even like to say it's gonna be funny, this, that, whatever. I like the show better, I could tell. So
right,
you'll see.
It's gonna be popping, boy.
It's gonna be popping.
I don't really got too much else to say, man. I just want to say, man, you always been cool with me, bro. Even when I was an intern back in the Cocoa Brother days.
Yeah, man.
And
Cocoa Brother days. I remember that. That's when y'all used to come up to the comedy club.
He was the man, and I was the intern. I was the one making the drops.
Yeah, that's how it go though. But that's how it go, man. Yeah. Everybody has their beginning. You gotta start from there, because that's what makes you get right here. Because you understand it.
So it's just work.
And you make somebody do the same thing.
Oh yeah, Miss Monet is my little puppet right now. Don't get it. So, you too, Sir Paul.
Yeah.
You too. That's the Nigerian nightmare.
I see him. He got the bow tie. He trying to scam or something. Stay woke. Stay woke. That's probably live in Nigeria right now.
Oh, bro, he just got back.
He was
like, I could not believe it.
I cannot believe it.
Y'all keep it locked, man.